Hello, everybody, and welcome back to DND404. I am your DM, Tony, and joined with me today are the other three soups in my bowls. That's right, it's the return of soup, starting with the delicious, the slurperful, the voluptuous Jared.
What's going on, guys? Armo's checking in, and I'm gonna have a controversy on this one, but I don't really like soup, so I'm gonna go with chili.
Not a soup.
Chili's a soup.
Not a soup.
Chili's a soup.
It's not a
Chili's a
soup.
soup.
It's the closest I got. That's the closest I got.
It's a stew. It is not a soup.
Stew's a subcategory of soup.
Doesn't matter. It doesn't count.
Technically speaking, I think it's a stew,
Doesn't count.
but I'll allow it because this guy's got the,
Yeah.
variety of a rabbit.
Let me tell you, pizzas, I can tell you all about all the cheese and pepperoni, but soups,
He's like,
I got
you want to
nothing.
know the whole Domino's menu? I got you.
Hang on. I got one right here.
Oh, goodness.
Dan, what about you?
Hello, everybody. My name is Dan. I play Minas Pepperwalker, your tiny little Swarmkeeper Ranger, and I am definitely in round 2 of soups. Yes, this is the second time we've done soups. We realized that as we were starting it, but Alex still wanted to do it, and I respect it. I am the tortilla soup of this podcast. Great during the wintertime.
What did you say the first time? Was it not that?
No, I said clam chowder.
Oh,
New England
that's
clam
right.
chowder.
Yes. That's good.
Yeah.
Both good, solid picks, by the way.
Thank you.
I love both of those.
What about you, Alec? I'm sure you got a really good one coming up.
Yeah, my name is Alec. I play Drell of the Ashbourne, and I love any type of ramen. I'm a big ramen guy. I love to go out to eat.
Jared said that last time, so you actually can't say
you have to
ramen.
go up with a different
Stole your soup.
No,
Stole your
he's
soup.
talking top ramen. I'm talking like actual good soup, ramen soup.
What's the broth? Because he said beef broth.
Okay, well, I will say this. This is kind of going into that, but there's this place I go to. They have really good carnitas ramen, and it has like cilantro and lime. Dude, it's so good, and I get it like all the fucking time.
Love that.
Sounds very LA.
It is very LA, but what about you, Tony?
I'm going to have to go with lobster bisque.
Ooh.
A little seafood soup, baby. I see soup, I eat soup. You know what I'm saying? Love me some good lobster bisque.
We have some great options this go around. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love me some
Love me
lobster
soups.
bisque.
Love me some soups. Now, you know the deal.
What's the deal?
Before we're going to do the recap, we're going to do the rundown. And today's rundown is brought to you by Alec.
Okay, yes. So today's rundown is about a new competition we have going on right now in the Discord. It's called Rate My D&D Setup. That is right. If you want to be a part of it, we are going to be making a React YouTube video to rating people's D&D setups. So all we need is for you to join the Discord, go to the Rate My D&D Setup channel and submit your photo. And there's obviously some extra rules and guidelines that you're going to have to read for what you can and cannot submit. But yeah, if they follow that, you'll be added to the video. So it's kind of cool. So check it out. Just make sure you join our Discord, DND404. The link is below.
Fantastic rundown. And now you know the deal. We're going to go ahead and roll for the recap, where I roll a giant foam D4, half eaten by my bunny, where I am number 1, 2 is Alec, 3 is Dan, and 4 is Jared. And now, boys, today I just got in the mail, hot out the mailbox. I got a hoop, and the hoop is right there. So I figured that we can now do trick shots off the hoop, and it's got a little spring in it, so I can dunk on this bad boy.
I want you to do the Air Jordan.
Air Jordan? All right.
Yeah, but make sure you don't stub your toe on the door.
I'm 100% going to stub my toe.
Yeah.
I don't know what I thought it was going to look like, but it was not that.
It is a 3.
3 is me.
Threes get degrees.
Hello, I'm Dan. All right, how do you want me to do the recap?
Normal.
Just a normal recap?
If you haven't done that in a while, normal.
What's a... Oh, my God.
What is normal?
What is a normal recap?
Just talk to us. We're right here. We're just people, dude. Just talk.
Yeah, so basically last time we got all the weapons and we're getting ready to make it out of Lord Baron's Divider. And on our way out of Lord Baron's Divider, we went to the stables where we found not only Miranor the jerk, but we also did find horse. Oh, it's good to have horse back. I'm sure Drell missed horse quite a bit, as did I and the rest of, I think, the audience. We got horse back, and we had a brief conversation with Miranor when he gave the bad, terrible news that someone close to Minas, his mother, had passed away. Minas went out to have a moment as the other two kind of yelled at Miranor. After consoling Minas, Drell and Armos went back to enter the portal, and before exiting the divider, Minas did go over to talk to Miranor for a little bit and let him know that he was happy he was alive and to give him a big, thick, really jacked Sidonor. And now he has a little Sid, which is nice. We made it through the portal where everything was already pretty dark and grim, and after going south, we immediately found our way in the midst of a battle with a bunch of cultists. We took care of the cultists pretty quick and one of the demons, but there are, I think, 2 or 3 left that are trying to run away as we make it back into this session. Bard, you know what to do.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, and welcome to the world of Humbrea, featuring 3 first-time adventurers and 1 very patient DM. This is DND404. Fellas, boyos, welcome to session 121. We are picking up in the midst of combat, where Red Dawn cultists have ambushed you through the side of the road. You are currently traveling down the east side of the Riverwood Forest, a road that you have previously traveled in the past, but now darkened by the red, thunderous, cloudy sky. The Red Dawn cultists had ambushed you with the aid of a Bailu demon. However, the 3 of you made quick work. Some of them were weaving spells, some of them were jumping out of the shadows to attack you. However, there are 3 remaining, and they went to go make a retreat when Armos had cast maddening darkness in the woods, cutting off their escape route. The 3 cultists that are left alive, badly hurt, are trying to get away from you.
As the cultists walked into my shadows and then disappears as you hear just agonizing pain within it, as I point to the 2 other figures that are also trying to run that way, and I just give a motion and shake my finger like, nope, you aren't leaving, as I take a few steps forward, and I'm right next to Minas.
We're going to go to initiative 14, Minas.
Yes, I run forward with a big breath of air and shout, Net 2.0! And try and capture the cultist closest to us.
Yeah, go ahead and roll to hit with your new and improved net.
22.
That hits.
11 plus 11.
You capture this net, lands on the cultist with a 22. It succeeds. It had its back turned to you. It was caught off guard, and you see that the net instantly slows him down as he is now knocked prone and immediately starts struggling to get out of the net. What else are you doing on your turn?
And then I'm going to cast a bonus action spell. I'm going to cast Sanctuary over him in the net.
Okay.
Yeah, so if his buddies try and come back to get him, they have disadvantages to try and get him out.
Oh, the trap play. I like that. I like that. And this thing glows, and you see that the light, the holiness from Sanctuary, you see like a little steam come off from his darkened skin. And you see him like writhe a little bit. It's not causing damage, but he's very uncomfortable here.
And then I'll use the rest of my movement just to get in front of him.
Yeah, so you go ahead and you move in front of him, stop his path, and he looks up at you, and you see this elf. You catch a glimpse of his face as his hood is pushed back from all the struggle from the net and Sanctuary, and you see that it's a half elf. However, his skin is very darkened and gray, and in some parts scarred, and he has like some of his eyes like glowing a little bit red, as he has like some sort of corruption that's plaguing him. And then we're gonna move to initiative 13, Drell.
I don't know if I want to dash and then just wait till my next move because I know they're probably gonna dash. Can I like talk to the guys like right now in my move and be like, what should we let these guys go? Or
you can use a free action to make a statement, and I'll allow them to reply.
Okay.
With a single statement. Like a full conversation, no.
Okay. I'll just say, how many of them do we need alive?
This one. I point down.
Okay. So then what I would like to do is I would like to just run up, and then as far as I can, I would like to throw my Dwarven hammer at one of the 2 trying to run away.
Absolutely. Go ahead and roll a disadvantage as you're throwing beyond normal range.
So the first attack is with disadvantage, a 22 to hit.
Hits.
Nice. Okay. The second attack with disadvantage is a 13.
Miss. Hits.
A 13 hits.
13 hits.
Woo. Okay. And then the last attack with disadvantage. Oh, that was a nat 20. Oh, okay, still 21. It always sucks you roll disadvantage. Okay, so that is 30 damage total.
Throw it into the woods, and you see it comes out. Every time it returns to you, it becomes more and more bloody. And then, as you're hearing these grunts, like, and almost bone-crushing sounds, you don't think you killed him, but he's very hurt.
And I say, sorry, my friends say you can't go anywhere.
He spits blood at you.
Sorry.
The Shaitan are going to be the cultists. Minas, what does he need to do to attempt to break free from this net? What is this? What is the check?
He's restrained, so that's disadvantage.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a DC 10 strength check if he doesn't want to attack, or deal 5 slashing damage at an AC 10 on the net.
Okay. He's gonna try to get out of it with a strength check. So he does roll an 18. So he manages to free himself, but he is still prone. He's going to use half his movement to get up, and he is going to make a hastily strike at you. The sanctuary stop it. Oh no, he can't because he used his action.
Yeah, as you see the sanctuary dissipate away.
Sanctuary dissipates as he gets up, and he goes to grab his crooked blade, and he's shaking his blade at you. He looks pretty worried. And then we're gonna go to the casters. The one that is very damaged looks at you, Drell, and he sees that like he's very bloody. He's holding his shoulder. His arm looks broken.
Oof.
And then he reveals his other hand, and you see that there is a blood shard that is infused with his skin, and webbing out from his wrist are these veins that look sickly. They're like purple mixed with red, and it looks like it's his blood looks coagulated within his vein, and it's causing his whole arm to darken. And the darkened skin, the corrupted skin, it like stretches to his body, and it's all gray and purple. He puts his hand over the shard, and you see that he like shifts, and it pops as a wave of fire and thunder erupt from his body, and he essentially explodes.
Oh my god.
He knocks you back 20 feet. Make me a dexterity saving throw.
Nice. 18.
You keep your footing as you only slide back 10 feet instead of getting pushed back 20 feet, and you're going to take half damage here. You're going to take half of 37. It's going to be half 37 thunder damage and half of 36 fire damage.
That was disgusting and also hurt.
The second the second cultist closest to the maddening darkness, which is just a giant bubble of shadow that is cutting off his path, is going to look at you, Drell, and he is going to hold his hand up, and he's going to shoot some bolts, good old evil bolts at you. That's going to be an 18 to miss, a 21 to miss, and a dirty 20 to miss, as all these purple and red blasts shoot from his palm, but they do miss you, and he's going to make a movement action to try to get away. He's going to move 30 feet to the southeast around the maddening darkness. Armos, while on initiative 10, you notice something about the dead cultists that you killed from last session next to the demon that had dissipated. You see that their bodies begin to spaz. They have spasms, they begin to twitch, and then you hear a ripping of flesh coming from them, and you hear the gnawing and gnashing of teeth. As a little maw monster comes out from each of them. You see that the one closest to you, its arm rips off. It removes it from its body. You see this humanoid-like arm, and then it grows and mutates extra legs with a giant mouth and begins to chomp its teeth. The other one, you see its head removed from its body, as there's a blood shard socketed in the head of the creature, and then it also mutates legs, it begins to move, and its head splits open into a giant mouth. And Reginald goes, "Oh, look at you, can we please take one now?" As these things are chomping and begin to eat the host that it was carrying.
Oh, you wanna talk to one? Is it my turn?
Yeah, we are now going to move to initiative 20, Armos.
Perfect. Why don't you go give that one a hug? And I hellish rebuke Reginald towards one.
Oh, you're going to make me do that.
At this point, he hasn't poofed yet, so I pick him up by the ears and give him a kick in the butt as he starts flying over
you
that
see,
way.
he goes over, hellish rebuke. How much damage is it doing? As it passes.
Passes. 21.
21 points of damage as the Maw Demon burns up as Reginald goes, and then re-poofs onto your shoulder, and it bursts into flames, and then soon stops moving and begins to just sizzle in place as the other one is still eating its host.
It's so disgusting.
What else do you do?
I run straight 30 feet towards the person trying to escape. Do I have sight on him?
You do.
Perfect.
You are looking at him through a lot of foliage or some rocks in a way, but you can see him. It's not like a heavily wooded area over here.
As long as I got eyes on him. Then I'm gonna hit him with some of the old Eldritch Blasts.
Sure, he's 70 feet away.
Good, because I can hit him up to 300 feet away.
Roll a hit.
27.
Hits.
11, and then 30 to hit, and a 30 to hit.
Hits.
So 11, 6, and 14.
Dead as you, these 3 Eldritch Blasts smack him in the back as you see go and falls to the floor as the Eldritch Blast bursts through him.
Camera sees him running and then falling as you see just a cutout through a tree, and then you just see Armos's devilish face looking at him with his finger still smoking from the shot. That's my turn.
We're going to move to initiative 14 minutes.
I suppose I'm just going to grapple this guy next to me to try and
Wrestle him.
wrestle him a bit.
Wrestle, sure.
So I'm just gonna do an athletics check. Oh, terrible. That was a 12.
12. He rolled a 21. Wow.
Oh,
so you
crap.
go to wrestle him, and he not only does he get out of the way, he flips you over as you scurry back to your feet. And then he looking at you as he's holding his blade at the ready to shank you.
Yeah. My spiritual weapon's still there, so my spiritual weapon will
Yes, you still have this big Sid.
hit that maw monster next to it.
So the Maw Monster is currently eating its host and is going to get a free attack against, or it's going to hit with advantage, rather. So go ahead and roll a hit.
Yeah. 20. It takes 10 points of force damage. It's pretty good.
Dead as Sid with his giant rocky fist as your spiritual weapon smacks it onto the floor.
Good job, buddy.
Right on top of him.
And I'm just staying put.
Okay, you're going face to face. You got flipped over by the cultist, and the spiritual weapon kills the Maw Demon as it was munching on its host. We're going to move to initiative 13, Drell.
Okay, so the only one left is the one next to Minas, right?
Yes.
Okay, I would like to just run back to where Minas was, and I will grapple the guy to the ground.
Thanks, Drell.
You run south, and Terry Tate, office linebacker, you're going to go ahead and grapple him. Go ahead and roll me a athletics check.
I just yell, Brazil, as I come through. Damn, that wasn't actually that good. A 16.
He's agile, so you come in, you try to spear him, and he sees you coming, and he grabs you by the shoulder using your momentum and slides you to the floor as you also...
Oh, wait, I'm going to use my inspiration die
Yes.
that I recently received. I'm going to use my die of inspiration to re-roll this one.
Sure.
And 19.
You rewind time like Prince of Persia Sands of Time, and you tackle him into the ground as your 19 beats his 18 as you slam him onto the floor with his blade becomes loosened and falls to the ground, being disarmed. And now that you're sitting on top of him, you hefty fella you with all your armor and weight and strength, I'm going to take us out of combat for the moment as you grapple this cultist to the ground. What are the 3 of you doing right now?
Yeah, I'll help tie up his arms, bind his arms while Drell's grappling him.
Yeah, I think kind of what Tony said. I think I'm just sitting on him.
I'm going to every body and just Eldritch blasting the mess out of it just to make sure that there isn't any other potential gremlins coming out.
Yeah, honestly, I was gonna say I don't even hate that idea. I think we should probably burn all these bodies. I saw that guy do some fucked up shit with the bloodshard.
I use firebolt on everything I can.
You go around and you firebolt the bodies, and as you see that Maw monsters were popping out of the corpses, this is a pretty good idea. You get a pretty good hunch that this is what needs to be done. The one that was within the magnetic darkness seems to have been eaten away as you drop it from concentration, and you go over to the last one that is more further to the east. You're still in eyesight and earshot from Minas and Drell, but you're still a little ways away. They can't see the details you're seeing. And as you look down at the cultist, you see that he has multiple blood shards. The caster had multiple blood shards infused in his skin. He has one on his forehead. He has one in his palm. This intrigues you for a moment as you look through his robes, and you see that his skin is very darkened, this gray and purple sickly color. And you notice that there's one also on his chest. And you take a beat to just kind of see what he has on him, and it's surprisingly nothing. There's no potions. There are a few rations. The rations look like rotted food. You take a look at his teeth and they're rotted out, mostly gums. This particular one is also a half-elf of some kind, but you wouldn't necessarily call him a half-elf due to the illness that has changed his appearance drastically. His ears have become crooked rather than the nice narrow point shape that half-elves typically have. His head has even grown and misshapen, where it looks more lopsided. His hair is very patchy, and he has a lot of scars and lumps where you would think that he had a lot of internal damage done to him. Maybe bad internal bleeding, which can cause the purplish and grayish bruises all over his body. His veins that are popping out of his skin look like they're stopped. You don't think he's undead, but you also don't think he's alive in the normal sense of the word either. You don't know how this body was necessarily moving. It doesn't look like necromancy, but it looks outerworldly for sure. It's a little unsettling. And after a few moments, before you set its body ablaze, you do see that the gems eventually start to move as more monsters are about to pop out of those 3 specific spots. They begin to convulse and pulsate. And before they're able to pop out to get the jump on you, you burn the body.
Is the maw monsters coming from each stone that is on him?
Yes.
Depending on how many blood shards they have in them is how many maw monsters could possibly come out, is what it seems like.
You instantly make that connection. Because those are the points where the body is convulsing from and pulsating.
I just look at Reginald. All right, what is this? And I start blowing up each part one at a time.
Little more monsters. We've seen these guys before. We've seen them on the road where we saw a couple of noblemen under a carriage. They popped. Remember that? Remember we were on the road?
Oh, I remember.
With the wolves?
I don't remember there being 3 out of one body. How many can they fit in there?
Well, this one has... This fellow looks quite bold. He put 3 blood shards in his body. It looks like he was trying to maybe harness some of the potential within the blood shards and put 3 of them.
Seems like someone was getting desperate to try to find us and take us out. And then we start to walk back to the guys and relay that information.
As we shift back over to Minas and Drell.
Who said you? And I'm shaking him.
Who do you work for? You guys just wailing on him as you're asking him questions. And you notice that he goes to speak but can't. And as this arcane glyph on his tongue begins to glow when he tries to say words.
Armos!
I'm on it. I open up my book. I start sorting through all the pages and dispel magic. I try to dispel the thing that's preventing him from talking.
You cast Dispel Magic and the glyph slowly dissipates and dissolves into his tongue as you hear a gasp of breath. You see that this cultist is also a half-elf with similar features as the other cultist with the purplish and darker skin with the deformities within his face and body. And you see how he takes a gasp of breath as Dispel Magic takes effect. Heresy. You. And he nods to Minas. He's like, we will claim you, young one.
No.
You see, he's pointing one eye at you. He's trying to get free as you are just landing blows on him to try to keep him restrained. And he's doing everything he can to just make it as difficult as possible.
Stop that. And I smack him in the head.
You smack him in the head. He looks back. He tries to bite you. When he regains his composure, and he spits blood onto the ground. He front of you. When he spits out the blood, it's very darkened.
All right, Sid's get in position. Northwest. Yep. And you see a bunch of Sids getting into a 15-foot circle. A 60-foot circle, actually.
Oh, wow. Yeah, they make a big old perimeter.
All right, send it. And I cast Zone of Truth.
And you see the ground underneath him begins to illuminate and light up as a glyph begins to form in between all the points where the Sids are standing as beams of light begin to shine, forming this zone of truth around this cultist. I will tell you nothing. I will refuse to speak.
And the way it works is every turn that it stays in here. So we'll just keep him in here until he fails that charisma saving throw.
To make a charisma saving throw, he fails with a 9.
Yeah. And so now we know if he's telling a lie or not. On a failed save, a creature can't speak a deliberate lie while in the radius. And we know if they succeed or fail the check, which they failed. I also failed. Got a 6. Everybody else has to make it too if they don't, unless they want to get out of the sphere.
What is it for? It's a zone of truth, right? What's the DC save?
I think 15 charisma.
I'll just do it just for shits and gigs.
Yeah.
Because I have nothing to charisma.
Me neither.
That's a 3.
Yep. All right.
I think I gotta go somewhere.
Oh, you failed that.
Failed. Whoa, that sounds really metagaming, Menace.
Well, I know if you fail when my spell goes off. It's just how the magic works.
Is it fail, or you just doesn't know if the magic's working on me?
Do you like my hair? I point to my mohawk.
I just look at you and go, nope, and I turn the other way.
You son of a bitch!
I mean, you were the one that did this, not me, Menace.
We got stuff to do. As I look back to the cultist, I'm sure Armos would pass us with flying colors.
Yes, I got a 26.
Yeah.
I have plus 12 to charisma, so.
You like my hair, right, Armos?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Okay.
Yeah.
At least one of you likes my hair.
Although, it's not a bad idea to switch it up sometimes. You know what I mean? Like,
Switch it up?
you've probably had that hairstyle for how long now?
Well, like style or color?
You know what? Maybe both. Think of some options.
We'll see when the adventure's over.
Oh, I mean, we gotta wait that long? I mean,
Yeah,
maybe
well, you
there's,
like
there's
it,
times
so-
out there.
No,
hey,
no reason to rush.
look, I'm just saying, don't put all your eggs in one basket sometimes, Sometimes people got different opinions.
Mm-hmm.
My style might not be style for everyone else,
This cultist is just looking at us, talking about my hair.
Yeah, we'll get to you in a second,
Yeah,
sir.
I poke him in the eyes. Don't look at us.
Just calm down. Matter of fact, here, and me and Menace go invisible, and so he can't see us, but we're still talking.
I scoop up sand and I throw it on you guys so then we can see the outline.
Exposed.
That's hilarious.
Menace, what are you asking this cultist?
Who sent you?
He goes to speak. He goes who? And he bites. You see that he's biting his lip, trying to refuse to speak. A little bit of this blackened blood comes from its mouth as he says the words, "Christo."
Yeah, okay.
I mean, we knew that.
Yeah.
Look at this. You see all the blood shards? Come
I
on.
look at him and I get really fucking close to him and I say, "Is chili a soup?"
It's a stew, which is a subcategory of soup.
Exactly. See, he said it was a stew. I told you guys.
Yeah, technically speaking, it is a stew. I mean, I don't know if it's a subcategory. I think it's separate.
Exactly.
I mean, technically, anything can be a stew if you try hard enough.
Is a chowder considered? We're getting off topic.
Yeah. Back to this guy.
All right. We know Christo sent you. That's obvious. But what's his plan? What is he trying to do with me?
You see, he looks at you and he's he wants all of us
Uh-huh.
to reshape in his beautiful, beautiful image. And he looks up at the darkened, cloudy sky with the clouds that are outlined in red as it thunders.
Okay.
So wait, beautiful, you mean that guy and the puddle of thing that was there? Is that beautiful?
He looks at the wreck where the guy exploded. He looks at you. I'm sorry. He is rejoined with our leader. as his life was proven in the most beautiful way.
Huh.
So, like, how'd you get here? Did you come from that way? And then, like, just keep going?
You see how he twitches and he bites his lip, and you see that more blood begins to spew as he's like trying to refuse to talk, but it's failing. And he goes, roaming the countryside for non-believers. You see the gem begins to like glow a little bit, that the one that's socketed into his forehead. Foolish attempts at information. And you see like he's like twitching in place. It's foolish, it's trivial, it's childish. It's all going to be for nothing.
Tell me, do you know where Ritz Gulak is right now?
Shoot Minus a look.
That name is unbeknownst. And you see like his sense stops, and he like stops in place. You don't feel that he's not telling a lie. He may not know who that is.
All right, this guy doesn't know Ritz Gulak. What else should we ask this guy?
His head twitches. The blood shard gleams.
I think we got about one more question. This guy looks like he's gonna blow.
I don't know. I can't think of anything else. I mean, if he was only patrolling the countryside, just looking for people, and we just happened to stumble upon him, he's probably not going to know much, unfortunately.
You see his head drops in place.
Back up a little bit.
Yeah, guys, why don't you just take about 10, radius steps back.
Okay.
Minus, you notice that one of the SIDS that is forming the glyph within the zone of truth begins to have a hard time keeping concentration. And then you hear a voice come from the cultist that does not sound like the voice you've been hearing. Dark and echoey. It has almost a reverb to it. And you hear him say, with his head hung low, false hope. You have false hope. You are drunk on a fallacy, dreaming of a future that can never be. You see the SIDS begin to hold in place. Give me a concentration check.
Ooh, only a 9.
You fail. As your concentration is now severed, the SIDS fall back in place as the glyph not only disappears but cracks the ground, and the glyph that was like under him creating the zone of truth turns red and indents onto the ground. The cultist, with his eyes rolled to the back of its head, the blood shard now gleaming, stands up from Drell's restraint. Drell, you find it incredibly hard to hold him. Give me his strength. Give me an athletics check.
A 3. Or 13, sorry.
With a 27, he rises from below you and goes right up to Minus's face. Minus, you are taken back as how quickly he appeared, almost floating, eyes rolled to the back of the head. The veins are now pulsating as the blood shard is glowing, and you hear this familiar voice of a Christo speaking through the cultist. With every word he speaks, the blood shard in his forehead begins to crystallize out and take over the skin of the cultist. Know that when I claim you, the so-called light behind your eyes will be a part of something far greater than you can ever comprehend. And you see that the body's like twitching and contorting as you now know that the voice of a Christo is speaking through the cultist, and you are taken back almost to a knee as he is towering over you.
Armos.
Yep, on it. I throw Minus at least 10 feet back from this monstrosity, and then I snap my fingers as we are away from it and shatter it.
As you go to quickly react to Minus trying to pull him out of the way, take comfort in the fact to all that have fell to me have joined me in this calling, and you too will be joining them being reunited. And you cast Shatter as all the crystallized gems erupting from the point of origin on his forehead shatter into place in a thunderous boom as the body then falls to the floor and his eyes roll back to place as the cultist is now lifeless on the floor and the gem is shattered. You see that the wound within the head is leaking this blackish, purplish, coagulated blood. Very clumpy and lumpy.
Oh God. That was close. That was scary.
I'm over the body, just double checking that there's no extra blood shards that I missed.
You look at the body, looks rendered useless. You see that it's even more twisted and like its head is like busted out. You go ahead, you give it a firebolt to incinerate the body to make sure that no possible maw demons can come out. You don't find any extra blood shards or anything.
Okay, well, that was rough, but looks like we're done here. We should probably find a place to sleep for the night. And I do air quotes.
Yeah.
Thunder thunes as you look up.
Can we do like some sort of like maybe nature check or something to find like a relatively, not safe, but somewhere that we could just call for the night or something?
Sure, go ahead and make me a survival check. Go ahead and make me a group survival check.
Okay, nice. I like that.
It's gonna be a 14 for Minas.
I am gonna re-roll that for me.
Got a 13.
Using a luck point. There we go. Much better. 24.
Over 40, perfect. The three of you managed to find a somewhat safe spot. The tree line where the Man in Darkness was placed kind of gives you somewhat of a coverage from the outside, from anything on the outside. There is also a cluster of rocks that you see that kind of give you good coverage, especially if you're going to use the tiny hut, that menace that you have from Lord Baron, the little wooden house sculpture to make the tiny hut. You think that this would be a pretty safe spot. Almost, you're very close to the road and almost hiding in plain sight, and using the leftover nature to your advantage.
Yeah, when I use the tiny hut, I don't do anything special. I make it look like the shrubbery and the wood, like a big boulder or something that kind of blends in with the landscape.
Yeah, you make a big old rock, like hollowed out, almost like a rock igloo of some kind, and the three of you take refuge in there. It's really hard to determine how much time passes in the current state. It just goes between dark and darker.
It's a good game.
Good.
Very
I
good
was
game.
just gonna
Great
say.
game.
Said
Great
it.
game. Great
He
game.
said it.
Can I do some sort of like setting up of like security, like some sort of like precautions to make sure we're not like being crept up on or anything throughout the night?
Sure. Do you have any tools that would help with that?
I mean, I have just like basic camping supplies, so I don't know if I could just like create something, but I don't have like specific, I guess you would say, like precaution security stuff.
Okay, like you don't have like any type of tools or survival kits, or like maybe any thieving tools?
No,
Kits
not
there?
specifically.
Okay. So I'll tell you what, an old school rule that I like to use, that if you don't have any specific set of tools, what I say is that if you want to do like a simple alarm system, is like you take any old rusty cans or tins that you may have that you ate rations out of,
Yeah,
and you kind of
exactly.
set up like a string, like a little noise trap,
Yep.
with the cans to kind of like give
Exactly
you like
what
a
I
tip.
was going to suggest. If I
Yeah.
could use my thieves' tools, I can set up maybe with my net, like some kind of rope system that if someone crosses it, the net falls with a bunch of noise.
Awesome, yeah. So we'll say you want to set that up by the door.
Yeah, exactly.
Of the time. So you go ahead, both of you give me, Drell, give me a survival check to just kind of set up that natural noise trap. And then Minas, if you would like to do any skills if you would prefer to use sleight of hand or survival, I'll let you choose to set that trap up.
That is a 15 on my part.
14.
You're both able to set up these traps. Minas, you think yours is pretty well hidden. You think that if you took more time on it, you might be able to make it perfect. But given the time constraints and limited resources, you think it's a pretty solid net trap that you got. And then Drell, you make a pretty solid noise system. If anyone who's very experienced, you think they could probably easily get over it, but if nobody's expecting it, or a creature, would definitely fall for it.
Nice. Okay.
And you do know that the tiny hut lasts for 8 hours at a time. So that's probably your best tool for time management as you rest. So is there anything the three of you would like to do while resting? Or if not, we could do a little fast travel here.
So, Drell, is there something you would like to say to the group? And I cross my arms. That maybe you'd like to share with Armos?
What, in what reference?
Related to dragons?
Oh yeah.
Horse has his arms crossed.
All right.
Yeah, the
all right.
horses are inside the hut. You guys are taking no chances.
Yeah, no, hell yeah. I go, okay, here we go. All right, now I'm only gonna say this once.
Not a problem. As you see, my notebook is out.
I was I had this weird family curse that I was gonna die of, and it was being haunted by a dragon. Every time I went into a rage, I was bleeding internally. I thought I was gonna die forever, and then all of a sudden it is happening, and then I fought a dragon, and I just go through it as fast as I can and go, yep, that's pretty much it.
Period. Got it.
Whoa, Joe, you got that dragon in you?
Well, you guys, damn it! I thought I tried to say it so fast, no one understood. Yep.
No, we understood that perfectly. You have this inner demon that manifested itself as a dragon that cursed you and your entire bloodline, and then also empowers you, but also happens to be your greatest downfall. Now you're scared to use your greatest power for the allies of your friends and risk that of your own health.
Edgar,
Either way,
of course,
either way.
the unyielding, was the dragon we saw in that cave with the kobolds. Remember, Armos?
Oh yeah, that one.
You hung out with kobolds? And like Reginald looks at you.
Wait, those are kobolds?
Yeah, we did. They're pretty dope. Blue kobolds.
Okay, as opposed to a yellow kobold?
Yeah. Just giving you a picture, in your head.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. True. So, Armos, I do have one question that I've been reluctant to ask. And I can't say, I've been, time apart, I've been able to reflect on my own feelings and been able to control my emotions a little better. There's always room for progress, and I never want to be too hasty or too quick to jump to conclusions. And then he looks at Sid of the Hellfire. He goes, "What the hell is this?" And he looks at Sid that's dressed up as you, Armos.
So when you were gone, we kind of killed a god, and we needed all of the help as possible, so Sid of the Hellfire.
Yeah, it kind of replaced you.
You replaced me?
Not really.
I was suffering eternally in a gem, being dismembered slowly, and you replaced me?
I mean, if it makes you feel better, we had to beat the god, and I had to do it with, my powers hindered because you were gone and at your, resort.
What do you mean kill a god?
And so it's basically I had to fight it with one hand behind my back the entire
What are
time.
you saying?
But we managed.
I'm glad you managed.
Yeah, not gonna lie, it was pretty difficult without you. Glad you're back.
Yeah, I'm glad Black too. I'm a little hurt.
Yeah, we're just kidding with ya.
No, I know you guys missed me, and you were at a severe disadvantage without me here, and I get it, and I appreciate
I
the
wouldn't
words
say
of
severe,
kindness.
but we definitely
Your
have better help with you.
crippling disadvantage with your star player out.
Yeah.
But all is well. He kicks Sid of the Hellfire off his shoulder, and now we're back as a team. We're back in full power.
I'm glad because, when you were gone, we're god killing, party, but when you're here, we got to keep that up. You got a high bar. We set a high bar for you.
What do you mean? You have your abilities back.
Yeah.
You don't have to rely on these. And he points to your staves.
All three of them. You know what? I'm getting kind of used to them. They're kind of nice. Look at this.
Yeah, but
Check this out.
they don't have witty banter and talk to you.
Yeah.
They're not your friend.
Yeah.
I'm glad you brought that up, though, Armos. Sid Senior.
What?
Mer.
And you see a little Sid with a satchel and a cap. Looks like you're gonna have to go back out on a recruitment mission. Gather some of the Sids, some of the stealthier Sids, and get on your way.
4 eagerly hypergenic ninja Sids flop out and go do your bidding.
Are they colored? Each one colored differently with a stripe of a.
Yeah, they each have their stripes.
Yeah, blue, orange, red, and purple. Knock yourself out.
One is called Id. The S is silent. There's Sid of the Wild. There's Dis. That's just Sid backwards. And you do see Sid Wise Gamgee goes with him.
I think the real question that we all need to talk about is what's up with all this? We started out with just a couple Sids, and now are we at hundreds? And my hands on my face as I'm just counting the amount of Sids that we've seen.
Oh yeah, definitely hundreds. I mean, we've been spreading the word of Melora,
Is this safe?
collecting as many recruitment Sids as possible.
When does this end?
And
I mean, at what point is there too many Sids?
I don't think ever.
I thought there was too many after the first one.
Is it one per person? Is that gonna be the idea?
I don't know. I haven't been doing that. They've been kind of doing that stuff on their own, so.
I think it's time to have a talk with Sids when.
What do you mean
know
there's
what I mean?
one per person?
Yeah.
And you see Regisid pop up next to Reginald.
There's a Sid in a bunny onesie? Great.
Yeah.
Oh, you're telling me what a fucking nightmare. I don't. This is terrible. Get out of here. You see that the Sid walks off, the Reggie Sid walks off.
Whoa. Look at him, though. Look at him. I start scratching him behind his ears.
You see Regis starts eating some hay.
Oh, great. Now he's going to act. It's perfect.
And then you see Regis makes fun of the main Sid.
Okay, wait. I think I like this. Hold on. I guess they grow on you.
He's like the most anti-Sid.
So, is there anything else the three of you would like to talk about before you fade into your long rest?
Okay, I give him the info about the shards, obviously. Let him know. So when I went and finished off that wizard, and I use air quotes, and I let him know that the gems are what's coming, or the source of those. What are they called again? God, I was trying to stall to think of the name. The little hand things.
Oh, the maw monsters.
Maw monsters. That's where the maw monsters are coming from. So if we see blood shards, no maw monsters are coming up behind us.
Okay, good to know. So, I guess, question, Drell, is your sickness gone now that you defeated Edgar?
Well, I mean, that is a really good question, but
Have you been
I feel a lot better.
coughing? Oh, that's good. That's good to hear.
Less
Okay.
blood, so.
Did your frost rot come from that? Or did it come from something else?
You're actually, these are all great questions.
Wait, you became a rat from that guy? Is that what I'm understanding?
No. That's what you call a lycanthropy.
Oh, it's different.
Bit.
Yeah, that's different. All right. Yeah, you're not the only one with multiple problems, Armos.
Hey, not judging. Just trying to keep it straight in my head.
And then, I guess, is there a way for me to do like an internal check-in with myself, or is it kind of something I just have to figure out over time?
What are you trying to figure out with this eternal checkup?
Just if I'm still sick.
You know that you're still sick. However, you think that the disease spreading to future Ashbourne may have stopped.
Okay. Yeah, I might be still sick. As we talk about it, I just cough up blood. But
Oh, God.
I'm hoping with him dead, Edgar dead, then future lines of Ashbourne won't run into the same thing me,
Right.
my parents, and Aunt Dory ran into. So I guess time will tell, I guess,
Oh, when this is all done and over, all this bloodshard nonsense, and we defeated a Christo, I will do yoga with you every day. We'll meditate. We'll take care of all that anger stuff.
Wait, how many Ashbourne are there? What are we talking here?
Oh, yeah, you're right. I should do meditation sessions with the whole clan. It's a good idea. And I write it down. Oh, all right. Well, tomorrow's a big day, so we should get some sleep, I guess. I hope we can trust that Morgan person.
Oh, I don't know what other choice we have, but I agree. I'm hoping everything works out.
All right. Well, good night, guys.
Do we want to take turns taking watch, or?
With the trap outside, I think we'll all wake up.
All right. Sounds good.
As 8 hours pass, the three of you get a long rest and you get your downtime benefits.
Nice.
As there seems to be no visible change to the outside world, it is still plenty dark with the red lined clouds hanging overhead. And then as you wake up from your slumber, you gather your things, and just before you're able to finish gathering your things, you don't have the best track of time, and the house drops around you as you're just getting ready to go out for the day. And it feels like you were a minute or two just off the clock.
I'm just pulling up my pants. Everything, the tent drops. Oh.
The three of you get on your horses and you continue to ride south. You are alongside the eastern side of Riverwood Forest, heading south. You know that you're heading to the Stratham Outpost, which is a hamlet just a few hours out of the front lines of Red City, where soldiers who have been fighting come here to rest, but are able to make a quick trip to the front lines if need be. This is more of a medic camp and a place to just get a day or two of rest before heading back to work. A full day passes as the three of you ride south. reaching the peak of the southern peak of Riverwood Forest, and it begins to open up. You had passed Thalor's crater. The giant crater that was in this massive pond now just looks like an even bigger hole, as a lot of the water has seemed to drain itself. The giant lake that used to resemble a river now looks like a puddle of its former self. You hear horrible noises coming from Riverwood Forest, but keeping to the road, you manage to get out of any trouble or any potential danger as you stick to the road and continue to ride your horses. Joe, give me an animal handling check.
6.
You have taken a total of 12 points of damage throughout the day as horse has been kicking you off and kind of steering you off the path. You trying to talk to it. It has kicked you a few times when you have taken breaks. And you see as you continue to ride south.
Why do you always do this to me? Embarrass me in front of my friends. Get your ass together. Get your shit together.
You see like there's like a vein coming out of the horse's neck.
In the background, you just see me and Armos giving each other an awkward look like this is going well.
Just shifty eyes back and forth.
Yeah.
During that day, you have traveled more south following the main road from the Riverwood Forest, and you see that there's a sign that points off to the west, Clarkdenburg. This is one of the bigger towns and villages within South Trillis. You have heard this name in passing, and you know of its existence if you just happen to live here. Armos, you know of this town when you have lived in the city of Thalor in your past. This is one of the major villages that was on the map. In that direction from the signpost, you notice that there are large flames. The three of you instantly get the sense that there was danger there and has been burning down as the result of the Red Dawn cultists pillaging. They've been burning towns throughout South Trillis.
God, this is awful. We need to get this all figured out quick.
Yeah.
As you head to like that crossroad where the sign is, as you continue to head south, almost to the full day's end of where the horses are getting tired, you notice that the ground becomes very tough. Dirt is very compact, not like hard stone, but rather like clay, very earthy. And then as you continue to travel, the horses take notice of this as it's kind of rough on their feet, as there's now erupted ground along the path, misshaping the path in front of you, as all these dark mountainous stones, massive rock formations with no real rhyme or reason are now erupted out of the ground with all this like very dark clay like dirt surrounding the once green path. As you slow down to take in your surroundings, as the rocks kind of block your view from continuing on the road and kind of misshaping the road, everybody make me a perception check or an investigation check.
16.
21.
Drell, you instantly notice that the stone and clay around you is something that you would find from your home. This is material. This is like natural material you would find deep within the earth. Very deep beneath the earth, not something that's on the surface level. And as you take a closer look, it's like almost erupting deep within the ground. Minus, with your 16 helping Drell kind of figure out the details, this looks like stone. Like you see like certain like a certain sheen and like some type of crystals within the dirt, being more in tune to nature. This is like clay and stone from the Underdark that has somehow erupted onto the surface.
Might have some drow coming up. I don't know. Some Underdark creatures. I guess be on the lookout, because that is not from the surface.
The hell is happening here?
Yeah, this is not normal.
You kind of feel like the landscape in front of you, although relatively, as far as like your eyes can see, it's like a few hundred yards of this. It's not widespread to the whole area around you, but it's definitely the path you're going. And it looks like the area is like terraforming. That's like the vibe you get when you look at these weird stone.
Well, nowhere to go but forward.
Guys, have we, like all the cultists and stuff that we ran into, have they been like only drow elves? Like, have we seen, like, I guess like I'm just trying to figure this out. Like if this is going to be some huge army of something we've never seen before, or is this a collaboration of just like people from all over Umbrea and either being turned or joining forces?
I mean, there was a half-elf back there in the battle, so I know we've seen a lot of drow before, but I think I think it must be a mix. I want to say it's a mix.
Okay.
You do recall seeing like half orc cultist. One that you interviewed specifically was a half orc.
Okay.
When you first learned to spell magic, you do know that there are a wide variety of races.
Oh man, I don't like this.
You move forward on your horses and you begin to ride, and you notice that within your path are some monsters, and it looks like they're dragon limbs. You see, like within the stone, there are some corpses nearby where these monsters have been eating, but the bodies look very decayed as the three of you are traveling through on your horses. I want to say you make it about a couple 100 feet forward, and you see some more monsters within the path as the limbs are now being dragged across. You do feel some trembling beneath you as the more monsters catch your eye. You see that these more monsters are like crossing the road, almost comically, like a chicken. And as the limb attachments drag behind them, you notice like there's a lot of blood on the road. So there perhaps some recent deaths or deaths from around. You don't have really a good time basis for when these things appear, but you see a pack of them. And then the ground begins to tremble, almost like an underground earthquake.
What was that?
Joe, give me an animal handling check.
Oh God, not again. Please. Fuck. Not one.
You get knocked off the horse as the ground trembles.
Horse, please.
Horse whinnies and raises its legs up as you can't keep a solid beat on him.
So why do you hate me so much? Fucking kick dirt.
He kicks dirt back. As you resaddle onto horse, you see that the ground is like cracking underneath the maw monsters as the maw monsters are kind of just straggling in place. And then from underneath, the ground erupts as there's this large shelled monster that is completely turned red. Its hard skin looking like crystal. Its eyes are giant and yellow with huge claws, comes out of the ground, swallows up the maw monsters, and begins to sink back into the earth, leaving a giant hole in the ground in your path. As the monsters get swallowed up like fish to a whale.
What is going on?
Do the horses have their own speed that we're on?
Yes. A horse takes the speed stat of the horse stat.
The horse stat block?
The horse stat block, yes. So when you are doing mounted combat, they move their own. So you have an action and you could choose to dash or disengage, etc. However, when mounting, they always move their own speed as a part of your turn. So your movement action is always given and you're always moving. Unless you choose it to not move.
Do they have 60 feet of movement? Is that what I'm seeing?
Yeah, 60 feet of movement.
All right, I'm going to cast Long Strider at 3rd level is what I think I have to cast it at on all of our horses.
Nice.
Touch a creature, the target speed increases by 10 feet. When I cast it using a spell slot of 2nd or higher, I can target an additional creature. So yeah, at 3rd level, I will increase the speed of our horses to 70.
Is there anything else anybody would like to do? Seems like you guys are planning to fight or outrun.
No, I don't think I have anything else.
So I think we go slowly at first to hopefully avoid that. And then if it comes up, we run like hell.
Did we notice the mob monsters? Did we notice them make any kind of noises or anything that might have triggered before the thing came down and...
Ooh, yeah, good question. Do we have to walk in like the movie Dune?
Oh my god.
Do we have to do the dance?
I haven't seen Dune, but yeah, big Dune vibes. You're not entirely sure it was too far away to really hear them. You were about like 100 feet away from them.
I'm so glad that it popped out of the earth because I can use one of my new ranger spells.
Ooh.
I'm going to cast Locate Creature, which is a concentration spell that I can cast once per day. Describe or name a creature that is familiar to you. You sense the direction of the creature's location as long as that creature is within 1,000 feet of you.
Oh.
If the creature is moving, you know the direction of its movement. The spell can locate a specific creature known to you or the nearest creature of a specific kind.
So you cast this spell and you immediately get a trembling within your mind as you could almost feel where it's going. And you know that it is definitely within the range of the spell. as he's about 150 feet, 180 feet from you, underground and moving southward.
Good job, Menace. Put your ear to the ground, except you're on your horse, so like saddle sideways.
Yeah.
And then
You see there are 4 Sids, one on each hoof of my horse, that are like feeling the ground and the vibrations. And then Sid is whispering in my ear what they tell him. Yes, okay. All right, the creature we just saw looks like it's about 200 feet to the southwest of us, but it is going south as well. So I think if we go slowly, I keep track of it, we can avoid it. So follow me, and I start going 30 feet, or 60 feet, I guess, as the horses.
Each of you move 70 feet to the south. Everybody give me animal handling checks.
oh god, 14.
A dirty 20.
That's going to be an 11.
Each of you pass as you continue down the road, and this creature continues to go southward. Everybody continue to make me animal handling checks for every 70 feet you go.
Could be a 19.
Pass.
It's an 8.
I got a 3.
Yeah, I'm gonna use a luck point to re-roll that. Not much better. That's worse. And I guess, yeah.
All right, we're living with it.
Yeah, that's an 8.
Armos, as you begin to hastily go, your horse is a bit panicked from what it just seen. As you try to keep it in place, Drell, you fall off your horse due to the nature of horse, as he's very angry and is very frustrated that you're even going in the direction after seeing this monstrosity burst out of the ground. Minus, you instantly feel this creature stop in place, turn itself, and then start traveling in your direction underground towards Drell.
Guys, bad news. It's coming towards us.
Uh-oh.
Dash action, everybody go back the other way. And I'm gonna go 140 feet to the northwest.
Is the only way to go on this trail, or are the mountains enough that we can go over them?
If you wanted to go over the really stony path, the horses wouldn't be able to. They're like very jagged.
Okay,
It's like
okay,
a
okay.
erupted
No,
rock. Yeah.
Totally makes sense. Okay,
We
cool.
can probably go around here though.
I follow Menace.
Drell, since you are knocked off the horse,
Gosh darn it.
Menace, you feel the trembles come up more and more and more, and then boom, erupt out of the ground as Drell is trying to get on the horse. Drell, you get on the horse at the last second. I'm gonna need you to make me a dexterity saving throw as this massive red-shelled creature bursts from the ground with its massive claws and even bigger mouth.
That is a 21.
You save as this massive creature erupts from the ground. Rocks, dirt, clay rain on top of you in a storm of dirt and mud as the pebbles and small rocks crash down onto you as you and horse manage to just dodge this massive thing from eating you. And you begin to run northward as the top half of its body is now flailing. You see that it tries to come down with a claw. It's going to attempt to make one attack against you before we go into initiative. That is going to be a 15 to miss as it comes down with its claw, slams on the ground, leaves an indent onto the floor. You notice almost instantly that this gives you the same feeling as a demon, that you're getting the strong sense of Balloon corruption, or like the sense of like a bloodshard infliction. However, this is a creature rather than something like a human using blood shards. As the 3 of you are now running, we're going to enter a chase combat, and that is where we're going to end this week's session.
Oh my gosh, horse, please don't let me down.
As this bullet-shaped creature, hint, hint, wink, wink. As this bullet-shaped creature is moving very fast and is gaining up on you as you try to go around the crooked, jagged mountains. Next session is going to be a fun combat. We're going to do a chase combat, everybody. Ooh.
Always like a good chase combat.
Yeah.
Haven't done this in a while. Not since the Shambling Mound.
The Shambling Mound.
Shambling Mound. That's a good one. Good throwback. I actually forgot about that
For
fight.
some of us.
For some of us. Yeah.
Oh man, good session. Yeah, you guys are gonna have a lot to talk about on the after show for sure, as we are starting to get more of an idea of the landscape and how it's changing to all this new corruption and the Red Dawn occultist activity and the new darkened land around you. Everything is starting to unfold in a very unsettling way.
I do have a suggestion, by the way.
Oh, any comments before we get into a recommendation?
No comments.
No comments. Nobody has a comment. Everyone's cool. Okay, no comments.
We
All right.
never do comments.
Oh, come on. We sometimes do
Questions, comments, concerns.
Yeah,
Right. You gotta save them for the after show.
fair. That's fair. But you want to give him a taste. Like, what was your backup soup? You want to give him a taste.
Yeah.
No, I can't use my backup soup because we're inevitably going to do another soup category
Yeah.
Oh,
next
we're
year.
100%
No.
In another 100
we're
episodes,
not.
we're going to do another soup.
No, we're not.
100, dude. We waited
In campaign 2.
13.
No, it wasn't that long.
Campaign 2. It's definitely going to come up again. We got enough time.
Jared, you're just going to have to start eating soup so you can actually participate.
No way.
Yeah.
Bro, this is definitely a soup you like. Do you know how many meat-based soups are out there?
Yeah, what about like minestrone, man, or something,
No, not even pasta. Like just beef, just raw beef or cooked beef. You like steak, right?
Yeah.
Okay, there's beef soup.
Beef stew.
Beef stew.
Beef stew. You ever had Chunky's beef
All right, how
soup?
about this? Maybe we'll do a stew one. So then, you guys can
Yes, we'll do a stew one.
you guys can get your stew picks in.
Love a good stew, which is a subcategory of soup, and I'll
my
die in that
stew
hill.
one's going to be so controversial. I've already got it in my
Oh,
head.
he's gonna pick a soup.
Yeah, he's like,
not a
technically
soup.
it's a
It's not a soup.
cereal.
I promise it's not a soup.
It's a porridge.
A cereal's a soup.
Porridge.
Cereal's a soup. It's called soup.
Cereal's a kind of soup. All right.
Oh, is it? I could be doing cereal this entire time.
Yeah, next time do cereal. All right. But my suggestion, I did post in the Discord because someone was asking about Halloween movies.
This is
I know we're kind of out of spooky season, but
Yeah,
my
like
favorite
Thanksgiving is next week by the time this
Yeah.
drops. So,
but my favorite comedy duo or troupe, I guess you could call them, they're called That's a Bad Idea. They're on YouTube, Instagram, every social media. They typically do comedies, but every year they make a horror film, and they made one called Milk and Cereal that was pretty dang good. It's just over an hour long, and it was in Forbes top 10 horror movies of the year, which was pretty crazy for them.
wow.
They didn't even send it to the festivals or anything. They just slapped it on YouTube, and it got really good reception. So highly recommend. Very fun.
nice. I like that.
Milk and Cereal spelled like serial killer.
And
Things are
real
making
quick,
sense
since
now.
we're actually we all have our cameras up today. We get like a quick group photo going.
Can we stop? I don't know when to stop.
The camera's in an awkward place.
Terrific.
I don't know when to stop either.
We'll put that on the gram.
Good job.
Dude on the ground.
All right, with that being said, we're going to go ahead and go to the Patreon supporters. Take it away, Alec.
Hey, it's me, Drell, and welcome back to Drell's Bodacious Bodatorium, the only gym for all the right muscles. And thank you again for your memberships. This gym palace would not be the same without all of you. And I just have a few house cleaning announcements I need to make, and then I will let you get back to your sessions. First, the Shadow Smugglers. To the Dread, with the sauna being out of surface, I've seen you playing a lot of pickleball recently. And take it from me, I used to hate that game. Like, really hate it. Like, I thought it was stupid, and that everyone that played it was weird. But I was wrong. I played that game once, and now I'm hooked. So, I've decided to rename the pickleball court to the Dread Memorial Athletic Court. I know you're not dead or anything, but I think it sounds a lot cooler. Alara Dawnstar, the Blend and Bulk Fitness Smoothie Station, has been running smoothly with you as the newly appointed manager. I have seen several SIDs also now employed there, and they seem very hard at work actually. And now that I think about it, I only really see you standing around and talking to friends. And I actually also have never seen any of those friends pay. Okay, I feel like we may need to revisit this new appointment. Reese, although the yoga and meditation classes haven't really been a great hit, I mean, literally to this day, the only people who have attended them are Minus and Kemi Joe. Minus has agreed to pay a premium membership to keep the classes going. So for the meantime, we can continue to do so. But if that seems to end, it's back to the cycling classes for you, bucko. No exceptions. Julius Kendrick. Julius is unfortunately back on suspension once again. I've received a report that while we were trying to get the sauna back up and running, there were SIDS being locked in the sauna during testing, and they became more like raisin little pebbles. I mean, it's not funny, but I will be looking into this further, and he continues to be on paid leave until I can get to the bottom of it. Next is our Bloodshard Bandits. Reigns, as you know, the semi-annual Drills bodybuilding competition is right around the corner, and I heard you're the favorite. You know how Minus can get when it comes to gambling and stuff, so he's actually started a gambling pool, and you are the favorite. Well, all I'm saying is, you, my friend, are my ticket to one heck of a lot of gold, so don't let me down, and good luck. Morgan Ulthil. Miss Sid has told me that you've been volunteering a lot at the companion daycare, and since the last volunteer has, had that accident with putting their arm in the dire wolf's mouth, and, we've been short-staffed. So, anyways, I would like to offer you the job here at DBB. You will receive a 3% discount for your own companion drop-off. Welcome aboard. Next is Artemis. It has been a pleasure having you as the unofficial, official, but still technically unofficial bouncer of the gym. Having all these sad little people with their poor gym etiquette, filming their videos, trying to go viral on Yiki Yak, and just being absolutely shut down by you has been hilarious. Please keep up the good work. Next is Tanner Smith. I want to again welcome you to the gym. Although you've started to scan your ID only once upon entry, and again, I would like to thank you for that. The "you get that, bro" with the double finger guns after every single time is completely unnecessary. Trust me, we got it, bro. I promise. However, I do have to give you kudos on your sick workout outfits. I don't think I've ever seen you wear one more than twice. Next is Sly. Since you were the creator of the Wage Room, I would like to also name it after you. How about something like Sly's Slithatorium or Sly's Extra Ravarajatorium? Ooh, something like that. I think that's actually got a good ring to it. Okay, well, you know what? Let's workshop this. If you got any good ideas, go ahead and put them in the suggestion box. Rommel, I found your help with repairing the sauna to be extremely important, and I'd like to thank you for it. However, there's been reports that both you and Rom Sid are leaving around traces of sap all throughout the gym. I again ask you, please keep an eye out for all the sap because it's also a fire accelerant and we don't need any more of those. Next is a Sijic College alumni, David LaChance. I've heard that you are one of the people who like to hang around the Blend and Bulky Fitness Smoothie Station, talking to Alara to get free smoothies. Well, not in this town, bucko. No one sips for free, and I'm gonna need to start seeing some gold. Craig Dawnbringer. I don't know much about you, but I want to welcome you to the DBB with open arms. I also heard you're a pretty serious contender for the semi-annual Drills bodybuilding competition. I also heard you like to take the glamour muscles pretty seriously, and I can respect that. So good luck, man. Don't win, but good luck. Next is Punk. Punk, the turnout for our performances have been so good. I mean, most of the people show up when you're playing alone and everything, but then they always have something come up or have somewhere to go when I get on stage. So I think what we're going to do is instead of Tuesdays, Fridays, 6 to 8, we're going to go Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, and then I'm gonna move it up 4 to 7. So then those people like that had something to do don't have it anymore. So people can watch us. Robit, I noticed you've started to protest outside my establishment against the eating of bread. Now don't get me wrong, I'm no fan of gluten either, okay? But my customers need a place to park their horse and buggies, which is why I've now given you the pool area to conduct your protests since we don't have a lifeguard currently. Next, Saint Chaos. Saint, the shipments, wink, have been received well, and I have absolutely no complaints. I have, however, sent you my own package, something I've created for my own supply, and I hope you try it, and I hope you like it, and please let me know how awesome it is, because it will be awesome, right? Sergio Rodriguez. Sergio, as mentioned last time, we here at the DBB, we pride ourselves on safety, okay? However, that does not mean you need to make sure everyone else is following the rules as well. We do have staff in place to do so. You can't just point your finger at people while they're on the treadmill, man, alright? If you do see a violation, please happily report it to your closest Sid. Next is from Breda's Heroes. Mr. Man with Glass, Odie Mel, is Core Storm. I understand Team Freeze Tag has joined alliance with Team Tennis versus the Team Pickleball in battle for the Dread Memorial Athletic Court. You have been seen painting Tennis Rules Pickles Drool on the pickleball court. I wish you good luck in battle. You will need it, especially if I see you painting that again. Ripcord, Toby Large, John Carroll. What part of Miranor is still on a 6-month ban do you not understand? And guess what? Now it's an 8-month ban. Do you really think with a fake mustache and a wig I wouldn't recognize him? Wait, however, I think I have seen that mustache before. Someone else with the same mustache. Never mind. Johnny Tar, Caitlin, and Taslin. I see you are now a gang called Team Pickle, and you are fighting for your right to play a way lazier, way less athletic, extremely simple at times version of a game called tennis, aka pickleball. And guess what? I'm on your side. I completely agree. Tennis is overrated, and I hope you win. Drown, Native Nightmare, Grant Fairman, and Chip Tube as the last remaining contestants for the semi-annual Drell's bodybuilding competition. I want to wish you luck. I do not know much about you, but since you've been training here with me at the good old DBB, I'm sure you'll make us all proud. You know, just not too proud, because you do too well, I lose money. All right, well, that's all I have for everybody. Thanks again for all the love and support, and I will see you next time. Drell out.